Hey, what's going on? My name is Matt, and today I'm going to be reviewing your build. So if you want me to review your builds, there's a Discord link in the description. You can join it, and then this channel right here, just paste your builds in there, and I'll take a look at your screenshots. Or if you're building it on cubes, then you can just put the coordinates in there, and then I'll check it out. All right, let's jump into it. All right, we're going to warp to the flat worlds here. And we have our first build here by based margin. All right, so this is a Dutch suburb. So first thing I noticed, lots of greenery, so that's nice. Your color palette is pretty consistent, which is good. You have your light stuff, you have your dark stuff here. And then it looks very earthy. Something I noticed right off the bat here, your roof line. So I see you're trying to go down with kind of this staircase thing here. But then when you look on the side here, it looks like you're going down as full blocks. So it kind of ruins the aesthetic here. So something I would recommend is take this here. So you're going to pull it out like this, right? So you see on your full blocks here, you have this half down here. So you can cover it up. But then on your half blocks here, also add another one here, right? So now it looks like it's stepped like that all the way down. So I might do this to your builds if you do submit it and it's on cubes, but I'm just going to delete it afterwards so that I don't break anything, because I want you guys to do it for yourself. I don't want to mess with your builds. Okay, so nice spot in here. That looks pretty cool. So I'm guessing this is parking here. You have your walkways here, very pedestrian friendly. I like that. It feels a lot like a neighborhood, so that's a good sign. So obviously pretty repetitive back here. One way that you can break this up is by adding like big like oak trees or something. Like maybe just stick it in a corner and it'll like sprawl out over everything. And then you could put them in there occasionally, like, you know, put a pool or a barbecue or something back there. But the goal is to break up the repetitiveness. Yeah, it looks pretty good though. I like this. Cool, you have your roof line coming around here. Again, I noticed this kind of all over the place. So yeah, just pull this out. And then I think that's going to fix a lot of your problems. This looks good. I'd recommend putting trees along this green line here. Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, if you want... I'm not super familiar with Dutch suburbs, but a technique that I see in Canada is if you have a lot of these in a row, maybe on like every third and fourth one, so you have 1, 2, and then so you'd have this one and this one, take the whole thing and then push it back by 1 block. All right, so let's take a quick look inside. Obviously not done yet. And again, if you guys want to submit your work in progress builds, that's perfectly okay. I would be more than happy to give you feedback. So I would try and maybe break up this space a little bit. This is going to be tricky because it is pretty small. And then when you do have your staircase, I'd probably recommend having it up against a wall because you are pretty tight on space. So maybe over here or something, or kind of, actually, yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. Up against a wall is probably the way to go. This here. So the floor here, usually I would not use the same material as this here because if you were a bricklayer, you are not going to use that as the foundation. So maybe I'd suggest using something else. Typically, I would maybe use a type of stair. So if I wanted to, I'm just trying to see one that fits. Let's see, maybe I could go with that one. Maybe do something like this, and then you see those ones down there, so you'd have to replace those. Actually, maybe, instead of doing that, so I don't contradict myself, I will take a mossy cobblestone block. And then maybe you could do something like that there. So it looks a little bit more like a foundation. If you don't like having this gap here, you could also go outside and put it like this, so that now when you're inside, it looks like it's just a full thing here. But I'm going to leave that for you because this is not my build. Okay, something I see here, these stairs. When I'm building stairs, this looks a little bit cramped. So you might not be able to do this completely, but when I build stairs, I go like this, and then I build them upside down too. Right, so just keep going like this. And I see in there, you're kind of missing those ones there. So that might be an issue inside of there, because if you have those, you might hit your head. So I would recommend kind of playing around with your staircase size and kind of your staircase opening, just to see if you can try and get something a little more closer to this. It's just going to make it look a little bit more consistent, but overall, it's a pretty good job. I see you have your bike stuff here too. That's very nice. I appreciate that as a cyclist. And you have your weather protection. Yeah, very nice. So in here, I noticed with your other builds too, that you're using a ceiling height of 3. Typically, I would build at least 4. I don't know if I've ever built with a ceiling of 3, although this is more of a realistic size if you are trying to build 1-to-1. But typically, if you're trying to build with a little bit more detail, just because Minecraft is, I mean, it's made of blocks, it's kind of hard to build 1-to-1. Usually, I'd build maybe a little bit higher. I typically build at 1.5-to-1 instead of 1-to-1. So everything in-game is a little bit bigger than in real life. So with this roundabout, something I'd recommend is, since you can see the gravel on the side there, maybe I'd do something like this, kind of pull it up, because this is what I do when I'm building curbs. But yeah, obviously it's your choice. You don't have to listen to me. I'm just a guy that makes videos on the internet, and you happen to click on this video. So thank you, I appreciate you. Okay, next up we have a small city by Trez Dice Ice YT, as you can see on the screen there. So I'm assuming this is it over here. Wow, you even got a cube building. Very nice. That looks cool. That's a lot of depth. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's typically more than I would see. That's like 3 blocks. I like this. You have your separation here. This is interesting. I wonder what this is for. Maybe he's going to put like a staircase or something back here. Cool, you got your shear wall. Very nice. You just got to get some staircases in here, and then maybe a couple pillars, because, you know, that seems pretty open, so some pillars might not be too harmful to add. Yeah, nice build, though. Nice detailed roads. I'd probably put a pedestrian crosswalk sign across here, just so vehicles know not to hit people. But yeah, nice details, though. I like it. The trees are a good touch. You know, they're a good size. They're not super small or super tall. It gives a nice scale to the building. This here is something I'd recommend. Maybe try and just change these to vertical, because when just looking at it from back here, it feels like a little bit much when you have all of the fence gates connecting to it. It's cool. You have your weather protection down here. That's nice. Ooh, I like this. Yeah, good detailing on that. What is that? A barrel. I had no idea that you could make these into cubes. That's cool. I've been using this texture pack for years, and I had no idea that you could do that. That's pretty cool. You have your elevator right here. What is this? Your staircase. Very nice. Cool. This here. I would maybe change this to something else. I don't know, maybe something like that. Because if you have something up top here, this just kind of says, hey, look, this is a door. I know typically in the real world it would look like this, but I feel like this more feels like, hey, it's just kind of a hole in the wall. All right, so let's come in here. So first impressions. Okay, I like this. This is cool. Maybe I'd try and change this white cabinetry to black here. Same thing with this this hood above the stove, just to try and match the black aesthetic of it. Same thing with the ceiling here. Maybe I'd try using like bedrock or something in cube pack. And then even if you wanted, you could like drop your HVAC, or sorry, not HVAC. I guess it is technically HVAC, but your air ducts here by like 1 block. And then, you know, you could have like fences kind of like hanging from the roof. So it looks a little bit more 3D. And then, because right now it feels very, very tall. I feel like it's drawing your eye upwards, when you kind of want to, especially in cafes, you want to keep the eyes down at like eye level, I guess, because you want this to be your focus here, right? Good job on the decorations, though. Using cube pack to decorate is not easy. There's a lot of stuff, and it takes a really long time to get used to. So typically when I'm building with grayscale, so, you know, white, and then you have your gray appliances, and then black, and then maybe your darker grays here. If you want to use like a wood accent color, I would recommend sticking to one shade of the wood, so like either like a light wood or a dark wood. I wouldn't try mixing a whole bunch of different types. I feel like it's just gonna clash a little bit too much. So maybe just try and keep this one to like a birch, and then use birch here. Or if you wanted to, you could use this darker one and then change this to something darker. Actually, this kind of interrupts the flow a little bit. So maybe I'd probably use a black trapdoor here instead, just so it blends in a little bit better. And then this will be kind of your accent wall when you're standing back here. So your eyes are going to be drawn over here. But yeah, otherwise it looks pretty good. So just drop your ceiling a little bit. Maybe change this to black. And then just be careful of your color theme here. But yeah, no, it looks pretty good. Cool storage area back here. Nice decorations. No complaints here. Looks good. I know it's a little bit weird to say this, but I would recommend not keeping doors on your washrooms or anything else for that matter. I rarely use doors in my builds. Again, personal preference. But you see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 blocks tall. And then you come here and then immediately it's just this like tiny little door. So it's just your scale feels a little bit weird here. And then this is up pretty high. So maybe I'd probably pull this down to like here, maybe even here. All right, one last little thing here. So with your lighting, maybe I would recommend, since this one is 1, 2, 3 away from there, and if you go from the corner here, you still have 1, 2 blocks. This one is 1 block away from here. So what I would do is I would put that one there, maybe take that one out there. So that looks a little bit more consistent. But again, I'm not going to touch your build. I will let you do what you want because I am not the boss of you. It's nice to see you have your HVAC equipment and your greenery up here. That's very nice. One thing with color combos, I would try and maybe remove these ones here, the pink ones, because I feel like it just clashes a little bit. And my personal preference is I don't really use tall grass unless it's like in the wild somewhere, because when I see tall grass, it just kind of makes it feel like it's like unkept, I guess. But if you take out this tall grass and then you just have like something like this, it feels like it's a little bit more kept, I guess. It's nice though. I like the solar panels. That's good. You have them on an angle. That's nice. Your use of gravel. Good job. Your lighting. Yeah, this is cool. I like this. These details are pretty cool. I like that. Very nice. One thing here too with your leaves, you're kind of going from this like light color theme and then it gets really, really dark back here. Again, personal preference. I would recommend maybe sticking to a light color theme if you're going to do that for the rest of the roof. But yeah, no, I think it looks overall pretty good. I like this build. I like any build that kind of transitions from like horizontal onto kind of an angle here. You have to do it right though. It's not easy to get the proportions right, but I think this one goes pretty well, half and half, almost. I do see also that you are using 1 block between floors. I would recommend bringing that up to 2, just so that when you're up on a floor, looking down, you're not going to see the same material as when you look straight up. Because typically, especially in office buildings like this, you're not really going to see wood on the ceiling. That's pretty uncommon. I like these vertical elements though. Those look good. I like this too. This is a nice touch. I like these breaks between this. It just gives it a lot more scale. It's a nice building. I like that. You seem to have quite a bit of colors going on here. So I'm going to put a color wheel on the screen right now. Typically when I'm building, I like to either stick to direct opposites or I will stick to kind of like a narrow range within the color wheel. And that applies to greenery too, right? So just play around with that, see how you like it. Same thing with your umbrellas up here. I know we have different colored umbrellas if you need them. Okay, this is a cool build. You have a lot of depth going on here. So you have 1.5 blocks. And I feel like these stairs on the edge might be a little bit much. It feels a little bit crowded. I just want to try something. I'm just going to delete them for a second. Yeah, so that feels a little bit more clean. Honestly, I don't think that looks too bad. Yeah, it feels a little bit cleaner. If you want to, you can still keep them. Or if you want to, maybe you could like just keep these ones here on like this half. And then maybe like a little bit on this side, like just a vertical column or two. Maybe right beside each other. But I'll leave that up to you. I like the style though. That's nice. I like the fire escapes. And then this green up here, this works really well with the colors. That's a cool rooftop too. Nice big parapets. Yeah, good job on this build. This is good. All right, so let's move on to our next build here, which is this one here. So I'm looking on Discord, and I don't actually have a username, a Minecraft username, at least, for this person that built it. Their username is CrackOdon1% which there's kind of a meme going on our Discord where everybody just names themselves CrackOdon something percent real. Don't know why. I'm kind of out of the loop on that one, but it's built by them. And Trez, the builder from the last plot, has helped out with this one. All right, first impressions here. I think it looks pretty good. Up here, you can have like an observation deck or something. You know, you can have seats and then, you know, binoculars kind of sticking out here. Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. Nice parapets up here. Typically, this is uncommon to see full trees on top of here. I know some skyscrapers do have it on top, But usually the ones that do have trees, they're not really blocked by the parapets. So if you're down here, you're really not going to be able to see them. It is usually for lower buildings too. Not going to hold that against you. Same criticism as in the last build. I would recommend keeping your greenery strictly to green and then adding 1 or 2 accent colors. I like the HVAC. Good stuff. I might try and line this up a little bit more, just in a straight line. Then you have little details here. I do this sort of stuff all the time. I don't know what it is. I don't know if anybody really knows what it is, but little details looks pretty cool. More HVAC. Something here. And then you have overrun. So I'm assuming this is for elevators or something. And then you have your radio mast on top with your lights. Very nice. I see that you only have 1 block between each floor. I understand that it's only concrete right now. I think so anyway. Oh, maybe it isn't. Okay. Big thing here. I don't know what's going on with this. Oh, yeah, okay. This will also prevent this from happening. You only have 1 block between floors. If you have 2 blocks between floors, then you don't have to worry about this, because then your ceiling will drop by 1 and then you can just completely cover this. So then you won't have this dirt on the bottom here. Just a recommendation. Yep, I see you're adding stairs in here. At least I hope it's a staircase. Very nice. If you want to, you have lots of room in here. Building code actually requires that you have 2 staircases within a shear wall. So if you want, you could have 1 here, and then you could maybe have like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 blocks, and then you could have, obviously not in grass, but you could have another block on this side here, and then have another staircase there. And then on the back end of this, you could add washrooms or something, so that when workers come up here, they're kind of walking around the edge here. And then all the offices get all the window views and stuff, because obviously you don't want to block window views with your shear wall or anything. It's kind of rule number 1. Looks good though. I like it. I like that there's a lip here. And then your elevator is 2x2. Very good. That's what I do as well. Oh, quick thing here. You will not see this in elevator shafts. You will not see a glass roof on the very top. At least I have never seen that. I don't think that's a thing, because you're going to need room for all of your pulley systems and stuff up top. So that's why these big boxes are here, because it's basically like the motor that makes the elevators go up and down. And then to get up onto the roof, you would not take the elevator. You would have your staircase that comes up and out through here. Then you have a little door here just so they can walk up and not take the elevator. Overall, very nice design, nice and clean, nice and simple. So big takeaways, just make your floors too thick. You may have to mess with the windows a little bit. Or honestly, I think you might be able to get away with just putting it there and then ignoring it. I think you could probably do that. All right, let's see what we got here. So we have a couple screenshots here. First one is from Build Deer, Japan. Wow, okay. This is far beyond what I could ever build. So I don't know if I can give much criticism here. It looks honestly amazing. This is really cool. Wow. I can't tell if this is a render or a screenshot, but yeah, no, that looks amazing. I have no criticism. I'm just going to let you stare at this for a second because this is really cool. They have another screenshot here too. Building on diagonals, especially at 1-to-1, that's ridiculously impressive. I cannot do that. I don't know if I could ever do that. Actually, if I tried hard enough, maybe I could get something that looks okay, but it would take me quite a long time to get anywhere near this skill level. So honestly, really good job here. All right, next we have Chilling Next to a Campfire by Elemental Collapse. Okay, that's pretty cool. I've seen like organic builds like this, and every time I see them, I'm always amazed. How do you do this? There's gotta be some like program or something to like plan this out or something. I don't know how you do this. Yeah, the people that build these builds, these guys are the real pros. Honestly, really, really good job. That's really cool. All right, next we have a building by Crack Odon, -1% real. Honestly, I don't know if I can critique this at all because this is above my level of building, especially in default. Man, you have these bay windows here. These nice shops at the bottom. Really good proportions on this. It feels kind of San Francisco-y a little bit. I like these on the side here too. I don't know if you made those too, but those are also really nice. Nice and minimal. I like it. You're not overdoing it. You're not lacking any detail. It's just the right amount of detail. I think that looks really good. Just keep doing what you're doing. Okay, next up we have a skyscraper by Fabio. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. This is really cool. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's really detailed. Wow. Nice. You have your tension supports going up all the way on the side here. Yeah, this was definitely drawn out beforehand because this is like way too well planned to just be built on the spot. I like that. That's cool. Honestly, I don't really have any criticisms. I honestly think it looks great. All right, we have another build by Crackodon, -1% real. It looks sort of like an old factory. I like that. It looks like something out of maybe Manchester, if I had to take a guess. I don't know what's going on with your clouds. Your clouds are crazy. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with the style, but from what I can tell, it looks pretty cool. You have all these shops on the bottom. Very nice. I'm assuming this part down here, you're going to extend this out a little bit because I'd be a little bit concerned if I was a pedestrian walking along here and you only have like 2 meters and then, oh, there's this like 4-meter drop here. Okay, moving on to the next, we have a skyscraper by Crackodon, 69% real. So this looks interesting. So I don't know how I feel about this at the bottom. I know you have, it's kind of going for this like bank tower look. I don't know how I feel about the bricks though. I would probably go with something more concrete looking or maybe like a dark gray or a black to kind of match the top here. And then I'm not quite sure why this is blanked out, like you have a blank wall here. I'm assuming you're going to put it either into a city or build something right beside it. So I guess I'll give you a pass on that one. Yeah, windows are a good size. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it looks like an office tower. All right, next up we have 399 Park by TheLimeHit. So they make some really cool builds. I follow them on Instagram. You should too, because honestly, their content is like really cool. So I think you should follow them. Look at this. Like all of their posts are like this. This looks crazy. Like these renders are nuts. Look at that. That's really cool. Yeah, honestly, I think you are better at building than I am. Actually, that's not even a contest. You are a better builder than I am. That's amazing. You even went through all the effort to make it look like there's offices with like the lights turned on and then some of them have them turned off. And they're all random too. Wow. Yeah, that looks good. I need you to come build in my city. That's what I need. All right, that's it for this video. Leave a like if you want more content like this, and also follow my Instagram because I post a lot of cool stuff there. Okay, goodbye.